Hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick video about what I learned building my $65 P-Base kit that I got off eBay. I made a lot of mistakes and screwed a lot of stuff up. I tried to fix it as best I could, but the bass sounds good, it plays well, it looks okay to me. But I was just going to go over just real quick what I learned building this thing. So first thing was I did not know what scale this bass was supposed to be, and I honestly just didn't even think about it a whole lot. I centered where I was going to put the bridge. I measured it, but I measured it wrong, and so in doing so I ended up, you can see the extra holes there, I had to move the bridge back. So I had to uninstall it and reinstall it further back because it's a 34-inch scale, and I think I had it set up to be more like a 33. I don't know why. It's just what I did. But I fixed it, so it's good. The next thing I wanted to just tell you guys about was the ground wire. I lucked out and got it the first try, but basically the way I did it, I masked off the area where the bridge was going to be, so I had tape all around there, and then I took a drill, a small, I couldn't tell you what size bit it was, but it wasn't anything huge, obviously. I drilled about 1/8 of an inch down towards the bottom of the body. I drilled about 1/8 of an inch straight down, and then I angled the drill and aimed for this part of the cavity here, because that's deeper. The cavity is deeper here than it is up where the pickups are. It drops down, so I had a bigger what do you want to say, spot to shoot for there. So I drilled down as far as I could. The bit did not reach, so I got actually like a 3.5-inch finishing nail and stuck it into the hole all the way down, and then just tapped it through with a hammer, and it came out in the cavity, and I bored the hole out a little bit in here to open it up, and the ground wire went right in, so I lucked out with that one. It's really, I mean, I'm not a bass builder. This is my first try at it. I don't have a lot of tools. I mean, I was just kind of winging it, so that one worked out. So far as the headstock goes, when you buy this kit, it's a big block. The headstock is just a big rectangle. What I did was I got on Yahoo, did a search for headstock templates, printed a few out. The sizing was all messed up. I'll show you. I mean, like, you can find these and you can print them out of Yahoo images. I had to mess around with the sizing a lot, and then once I got it where I wanted it, I just penciled it in on the block and had my father-in-law cut that for me, because I don't have he used a scroll saw. I do not own a scroll saw, so he did that for me, and then I just sanded the edges with a palm sander, just smoothed it out. The next thing I want to tell you is, when I got this kit, the fretboard was super duper dried out. I mean, it looked really kind of, I was a little concerned about it, to be honest with you. And one mistake that I made was I went and oiled it up. I oiled the neck and the headstock with this oil that says on the back it's good for cleaning and protecting wood. So I did that, but I believe, I can't confirm this for sure, but I'm pretty sure I had test fit the nut and it fit fine. Well, after I oiled that fretboard, it did not fit fine. And in fact, I had to tap it in, and in doing so, I actually broke some of the stuff back here, which I super glued back on. Super glue is a good friend of mine. I'm on a first name basis with super glue. Most of my life is held together with super glue, I think, by now. So I did that. And that's really about it. I mean, other than that, the kit was good. I mean, the neck pocket it fit great. The only other thing I will say is this pick guard did not come with the kit. I bought this off Amazon. It was pre-wired with the pickups, so I didn't have to solder because I do not solder well. So the pickups were already connected to the pick guard. The one that came with it was white. I wanted a black one. I had a very specific look I was going for when I bought the kit. I knew exactly where I was going with this. The stain came from Walmart. It's a carbon gray Rust-Oleum wood stain. I slapped 2 coats of that on there. I used Minwax polyacrylic to put like a protective clear coat on it. I used probably 3 coats of that. But that's really it. And it plays well. I had to adjust the truss rod, of course. I had to adjust the intonation and the height here at the bridge. So, but other than that, I mean, for 65 bucks, and I've spent like $6 on the stain, another 16 or 17 bucks on the pick guard with pickups. I'm really happy with it. I mean, for all the damage I caused it. Oh, I didn't tell you this. This is one thing I do want to mention. If you are going to do one of these, you have got to have a small drill bit. If you don't, these tuners are an absolute nightmare. If you try, because I'm lazy, I'll be the first to tell you, I did not want to do pilot holes on all this stuff. You absolutely have to do pilot holes on this maple. It is hard as heck. And if you don't, you're gonna hate yourself for it. That's all I've got to say. I didn't have a drill bit small enough. I've got like 55 drill bits, but none of them were small enough to accommodate these little tiny screws. These are the ones you got to set in. The other thing I had to mess with, and again, super glue was my best buddy, were these round pieces at the bottom of these tuners. They did not want to stay in those holes, so I super glued them all in. Outside of that, and you're going to drill a pilot hole for your, I'm sure there's a great name for this, but I don't know what it is, but you're going to need a pilot hole for that as well. And you're going to need a pilot hole for your neck joint too. So I'm sure there's a ton more that I haven't even begun to touch on, but just if you get a bass guitar kit, learn from my mistakes. That's all I can say. Yep, that's all I had to cover. Thanks a lot, guys.